Hi everyone, my name's Hazel and I'm an author and a PhD student, and today we are going to be roasting the outfits of the characters from Miraculous Ladybug because, like the witch in Hansel and Gretel, I am not above roasting children. That was a bit too much. We're going to include Gabriel as well, so we're going to do Marinette, Adrien, their entire class and their miraculous outfits, as well as Gabriel. That's the only adult we're going to do. We're not going to do every single character just because someone is less important. I don't think the outfit matters that much in my opinion, but that's what we're going to be doing today. So I have done a bit of research for this video because I am definitely not an expert in fashion. My degree and my masters are all in writing, my PhD is going to be in writing and mental health and Asia. Nothing to do with fashion. However, I do have a vested interest in it, but I would say, I mean, there are loads and loads of YouTube channels that are about fashion. This isn't going to be like a fashion YouTube channel, but if you're interested in outfits in films and TV shows, I would point you to the Modern Girls channel, or I think it's pronounced Mina or Mina Lee's channel. They both do a fair amount of videos on fashion in films. So while I am not an expert, I would describe myself as having a vested interest in fashion. I love going clothes shopping, I love putting together an outfit, and some of my favourite films are about fashion, like The Devil Wears Prada, of course, and After the Ball. And I also really like films that have a lot to do with fashion, even if they aren't about fashion strictly, like Ocean's 8 and Legally Blonde. However, we need to remember that fashion is subjective. You don't have to agree with everything I'm going to say in this video, but even then, even if I think a piece of clothing is ugly, sometimes the person has so much confidence when they wear it that they can pull it off, it suits them. So fashion a lot of the time isn't just about the clothes you're wearing. It can sometimes just be about how confidently you can pull something off and it makes the clothes look good. So it's not just about the garments themselves, but it's also about how they're worn. So I've tried to take all of that into consideration when planning for this video. And I've also done a bit of research on French style, and I read this book and okay, first of all, this is the only fashion book I've ever read in my life. I didn't think it was very good. I don't recommend it to you. It's called Paris Street Style. It made some good, interesting general points about what French style is, what Paris style is rather. But it kind of started off by saying there are no rules to fashion, then went ahead and listed a load of rules. So one of them was, you can't wear Converse trainers after the age of 26. I'm like, I'm 24, I love Converse trainers, I want to wear them for as long as I want to wear them. Wearing leggings outside is a sin, and wearing jeans with any stretch in them should never be done. And I'm like, I'm sorry. My waist is 30 inches but my hips are 42 inches. If I can't get jeans with stretch in them, then I can never wear a pair of jeans again. So I don't really recommend this book. However, it did make some good, interesting points, like I said, generally about Paris style. It did make some interesting points though about how clothes represent us and how we express ourselves through the way we dress. The way we dress can be profound and significant, and I do believe the clothing in Miraculous Ladybug is profoundly significant. I could maybe let the character's outfit slide if this was just set in Paris and had no focus on fashion, but the protagonist of the show wants to be a fashion designer, her love interest and the other protagonist is a model, and the villain of the show owns a fashion label. And on top of that, I believe we have had at least 3 episodes that have a focus on fashion. So there's Mr. Pigeon, Style Queen and Reflector Doll. With all of that in mind, I don't think we can let the outfits of the miraculous characters just slide by unscathed, particularly as this is set in arguably the fashion capital of the world. But of course, you don't have to agree with me that Paris is that, nor do you have to like the clothes that I wear, nor do you have to agree with what I'm going to say in this video. Like I said, fashion is subjective. Everybody has a different opinion on what looks good on other people and what looks good on themselves. So even though it is subjective, I will be taking several things into consideration. So the first thing I'll be taking into consideration is how much the outfit suits someone, which goes hand in hand with both their personality and also like the practicability of an outfit. So for example, even not as Ladybug, Marinette does spend a fair amount of time running around Paris, so it stands to reason she's not drawn wearing a pair of high heels. 2, significant colours in the outfit, for example Chloé with the colour yellow and how it corresponds to the Be Miraculous. And 3, Paris style. Now just because someone is from Paris doesn't automatically make them stylish, but I do feel that this is a cartoon, they can get away with a lot in terms of like a costume budget because they don't really have costumes because it's all drawn. So I do feel they can get away with a lot for the clothing choice for each character. But just in general, this video is essentially my petition to the Miraculous creators to age everybody up and give them really cool outfits. So with that in mind, we are going to start with Alix. Alix is the only character we've seen so far of both the present version and the near future version of her. And I think both of her outfits are great. She's a roller skater, and assuming she is doing that in the near future. Sorry, just using my phone to look at the pictures whilst I'm doing this. I'll put the pictures on the screen as I talk. But assuming she is still a roller skater in the near future, these outfits really suit her because they seem to be made up of some sort of athletic wear in terms of the style of the clothes and seemingly the textures used as well. There is also the pattern on Alix's shoulders and arms that is carried through into the sleeves of her older self's outfit, which I think is a really cool motif to carry through, even if the weird thing on Alix's shoulders isn't something that's overtly obvious to Alix's character design. And I think, well, I would hope they would do something similar for the rest of the characters as they age up and they change their outfits. For example, Marinette will probably keep that flower swirly design. I mean, her entire bedroom's like that, they're gonna have to keep it. Adrien probably with the stripes going across his shirt, stuff like that. However, the colours Alix wears in both incarnations of herself don't really seem to correspond to either her Kwame or to her Bunnix outfit. But I don't think it's a huge loss. Now, do I think Alix's clothes really correspond with French style? No, not really. However, do I think Alix would really suit French style? No, not really. The way I view French style, and again, you may not agree with this, is something that's a bit more chic and kind of elegant, but in like a rough looking way. Maybe rough's the wrong word, but but I wouldn't ever use the words chic or elegant to describe Alix. I just wouldn't. So I don't think she suits the French style to begin with. But I think overall, both of Alix's outfits are great. Next up, we're gonna do Juleka, and even before I had the idea for this video, the entire time I was like, what are you wearing? What? It's... Her character design in general suits her with the hair and how long it is and her willowy figure. I love that about Juleka, but considering she wants to be a model, I understand everybody does have different style. It is kind of confusing, and the same with Alix. Her outfit doesn't really seem to correspond to any of the Miraculouses left, and I do feel like Juleka's probably going to get like the Tiger Miraculous or something like that. And while I think the dark colours suit her character, I don't particularly feel like the design of her top suits her. It's just a bit strange to me, and I also don't think it's embodying French style. But I'm not actually sure what style it's supposed to be embodying, because I do think it's ugly, and Juleka, as we've seen, definitely does not have the confidence to carry that off. I'm sorry. Please change Juleka's clothes. Poor Juleka, I feel so bad for her. So on the flip side, we have Juleka's much more stylish brother, Luka. I think, as much as I don't like Luka, which is entirely because of his feelings for Marinette, and I want Marinette to get with Adrien. Adrien for life, thank you. But I really like Luka's outfit. I think it suits him absolutely perfectly, and I really think it's, I guess, a practical outfit for what he does, which is running around Paris occasionally, playing the guitar, and doing a high-speed bicycle chase after a coach. The colours really suit him, and they do kind of echo towards, oh, I can never say it, Viperion? Whatever he's called when he has a snake miraculous, I'm really bad at pronouncing it. But that superhero, I think he really kind of embodies it. It's not exactly the same sort of green, but it's kind of a bluey, slightly going green to hint at it, just so it's not overtly obvious. So I really like the colour palette they've chosen for Luka. As for French style with Luka, I think in a way he does kind of embody it. I don't usually use the words chic or elegant to talk about a guy, apart from John Can from 17. But I do think in a way he does kind of have that laid back, relaxed, kind of scruffy, but in a nice, chic kind of way. I do feel like Luka is one of the characters on the show who does embody the French style. So I think Luka, as much as I despise him, is a really good example of French style along with the colours and suiting him. I do think Luka is a good example of the clothing in Miraculous Ladybug. Speaking of Luka, now let's go to Marinette. And, okay, first of all, I love the girl. Can't fault me there, I love her. But, If Marinette didn't want to be a fashion designer, I think this outfit would be perfect for her. I think it'd be wonderful. I think the outfit would be perfect for her since, you know, she's, what, 13, 14 years old. I think it's great. However, I have seen more stylish 13, 14-year-olds in Paris who don't want to be a fashion designer. So it's just a bit like, what are you wearing? Why? Of course we could argue all day that Marinette doesn't have the money to buy more stylish clothes. Of course we could argue that. However, she knows how to sew, she designs things all the time. So presumably she could just make herself outfits to wear. Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that be a fair assumption to make? However, I do feel like this outfit does really suit her as much as I dislike it. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of the flower motif she has on her top, on her bags, all over her room. I'm not a big fan of it. But it's obviously her thing they've decided for her. So it's probably going to get carried through into the rest of her outfits. So I do think it suits her. I do think it's practical. Isn't it embodiment of French style? I guess for like a 13, 14-year-old, yeah, it is kind of an embodiment of French style. I wouldn't expect a 13, 14-year-old to dress super elegantly. So I guess it is a bit, but I wouldn't say, like, for example, comparing it to Luka's outfit and, for example, Chloe's, which I do think is a good embodiment of French style, I wouldn't say Marinette's is up there. If we were to rank them with Luka and Chloé coming in first and second, I would say Marinette lies around about the 5th on the list in terms of French style. It's good, but for someone who wants to be a fashion designer, I really feel like I guess it's up to the people who do the character design, I really feel like they should have taken her clothes into consideration more, since it's okay. It's an okay outfit. However, in terms of the colours, obviously pink is Marinette's like motif colour, and even though her ladybug costume is red, so it's not an automatic, I guess, connection between the two, pink isn't that far away from red. And also, if you've noticed, when she transforms, the light around her is pink and not red. And I'm not really sure why they made that decision, I guess because of her motif colour, like everything around her is pink. But it's an okay outfit, but I feel for someone who wants to be a fashion designer and who is also the main character of the show, I feel like they could have done something a bit more for Marinette. Okay, now moving on to Adrien. And I do think Adrien's outfits is one of the best. It is more chic and relaxed and laid back. I think it really suits him as a person. He is kind of relaxed and laid back generally. I mean, he does get stressed from time to time with what his dad does, but he's pretty chill. He tries to be chill about it. It's also practical for Adrien because, a bit like Marinette, he does a fair bit of running around as well, so it's practical in that sense. And in terms of the colours, yeah, he's got the black top which corresponds with Plague, and he also has a green stripe across the top as well, which kind of, I guess, calls back to Plague and the Black Cat Miraculous. But it's not super obvious. However, it is more obvious than Marinette's, but it's not overly obvious like Chloé. So I do think, in terms of Adrien's outfit and the colours, I do think it's a subtle but good nod to who his alter ego is. In terms of French style, I do think he's pretty much nailed it in the most laid back sense he could do for a 13/14-year-old. So with that in mind, we're going to move on to Chloé since I mentioned her a few times now. Do I like Chloé? No, not really. Do I think her outfit suits her? Yes. Yes, definitely. The sunglasses and the jewellery and her belt as well, that's kind of bedazzled, really kind of show what upbringing she has had. And whilst Adrien has also presumably had a very, you know, cushy life growing up, the same as Chloé, he's much more understated, and just by looking at him you couldn't tell that, where it's quite clear that Chloé has been raised to be who she is essentially, unfortunately for everyone in Paris. And it's also practical for Chloé because she does a lot of running away from Akumas, so it's a good job she has flat shoes on all the time. As for the colours, it is quite obvious, like blatantly. As soon as I found out there was a Be Miraculous, it's like, it's going to Chloé, it's going to Chloé. But I have heard for the new series there will be a Be Miraculous holder who's just going to like a random person who we've never heard of before, which I think is an odd decision to make if that's going to be true. Like, wouldn't it just be better to not use the Be Miraculous until Chloé's been redeemed, which is going to happen, by the way, because this is a kids show and they can't be shown to having kids get in trouble forever and not be redeemed. That's just the way kids shows goes. You can have an adult be irredeemable, because I think Gabriel is going to be irredeemable, but you can't have a child go irredeemable. Even Lila in the end will be redeemed in Miraculous Ladybug. In terms of French style, like I was saying before, I do think Chloé, for a 13/14-year-old, I do feel like Chloé is doing a good job of representing it. I would say not only does Chloé's outfit represent both her and her Miraculous, but also is a great embodiment of French style. That's where I think Luka and Chloé win with the best outfits. Like Alix's outfit really does suit her, however it doesn't really reflect her Miraculous, nor does it embody French style. Not that it has to embody French style, but I do think in terms of the criteria I've set for today, which you don't have to agree with, but the criteria I've set for today, Chloé's and Luka's outfits are probably the best. Okay, next up we're going to do Alya, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I have, since the start of the show, always despised Alya's shoes. I can't stand them. I hate them so much. However, I do think the outfit suits her, and like the other characters it is practical because, again, she runs around a lot chasing Ladybug to film her for the Lady blog and stuff like that, so I'll let her unattractive trainers slide because she does need to be wearing trainers. But could they give us some better trainers, you know? As with the colours for Alya, the ends of her hair are kind of red and her top does have red-orange stripes running through it, which is obviously echoing towards her Fox Miraculous, so it is a pretty good representation of that. In terms of French style though, I wouldn't say Alya is a representation of it, in my opinion, to be honest. Like, what she's wearing is, it's fine. It's just not particularly stylish in terms of French style, or stylish in terms of anyone's style actually. No offense Alya, sorry. Next up is Nino, and like his girlfriend, I also hate his trainers. Sorry. I do like trainers, just not the variety that either Nino or Alya wear. However, Nino's entire outfit does suit his character, and honestly Nino isn't one of the characters that runs a lot. We generally see Nino stood up, sat down, or doing whatever it is he does when he's being a DJ. So I do think his character and obviously the headphones echo towards that as well. In terms of colours, there is absolutely no reference whatsoever to his Kwame and Miraculous. Like, the only green thing on him is he has one bracelet. That's it, nothing else. So, and is it really an embodiment of French style? No, I don't think so. However, do I think Nino really cares? No. I was about to make a point about his headphones, but I realised I'd read that point in a fan fiction. It wasn't actually something real. It's in a fan fiction. I read so much fan fiction I get mixed up between what's real and what's not, so yeah. So next up we're going to do Lila, and we'll probably dislike Lila. She is one of the main villains of the show. However, you cannot deny that she looks great. I absolutely love her romper, short jumpsuit, whatever the correct word for that is. I've actually really wanted a romper for ages. However, I mean obviously you can't go and try things on in the shops in England at the minute anyway, but because I am 5'8", I'm tall, and I also have big hips, it's really hard to find a romper that fits. And after 5 years of looking for one, I have yet to find one. I think most shops assume that anyone who is over like 5'5" doesn't have curves, and I'm like, I'm 5'8", I have huge hips, someone help me. It's a struggle to find jeans because I need to find them long enough and also with elasticated waist so they actually will go over my hips. This is not the video for that, but go on a tangent about how hard it is for me to find clothes on the bottom to fit. Anyway, but I absolutely love Lila's outfit. The blazer I'm not too keen on, but I do think it goes with her outfit. But the colour of the blazer and the colour of her hair ties echoes towards the Miraculous she obviously wants. But at this point I feel like she may be wanting the Butterfly Miraculous rather than the Fox or the Ladybug Miraculous. I do feel like her outfit does suit her, yeah. I wouldn't say it doesn't suit her. I don't say when I think of that outfit I'm like, oh yeah, that really suits Lila's personality. But I'm not sure how they could make an outfit for a child that would scream evil without it being too overt and for people to avoid her in the streets. The only thing I dislike about Lila's character design is the weird ponytail things she has going on. I never really looked at her that much in the cartoon, but recently I watched like a fan-made video where people in real life dressed up as the characters, and when I saw that hairstyle on someone in real life I was just like, whose idea was that in the show? Why? Such a weird hairstyle, why? Does it embody French style though? I feel like in a way it does. It does kind of come off as more chic and more elegance, and like Like I said, as much as I dislike Lila as a person, you cannot deny that she's probably one of the most stylish characters in the show, and she actually is wearing my favourite outfit in the whole show, apart from her weird hair. Apart from that, I love her outfit. It's one of my favourites in the show, and I would say it's up there with Luka and Chloé. Next up we have Rose. I really like Rose. I do think her outfit suits her. She does come off as this whimsical and kind of cute and sweet character, and this lighter colour of pink, the kind of like more bubblegum baby pink mixture, really suits her character and her personality. And I also think the colours are going to be like a reference to the Miraculous she's going to get, because I'm pretty sure Rose is going to get the pig Miraculous. In terms of French style though, no, I don't really think so. Honestly, I don't really like Rose's outfit that much. I love the colours, I think the colours suit her, but in terms of the outfit itself, I don't particularly think it's stylish in France or anywhere else. Sorry, Rose. Next up we have Ivan. I do think his clothes suit his character in a way. I guess just looking at his clothes first of all makes it seem like he is going to be threatening, and if we pair that with his stature, it does give off that impression. However, we actually know now that Ivan is quite gentle and kind and loving, even if he doesn't really know how to show it. So his outfit does and doesn't suit him. It suits his outward appearance but doesn't suit his inward appearance, so it's a bit jarring, so it does kind of suit him. As for the colours, I think he's probably going to get the Ox Miraculous, but I'm not really sure what an ox looks like. Are they black? I always imagined an ox is kind of more like a browny grey colour rather than black, but if that's the case then his boots are kind of showing that connection, but I don't think the connection is super there with Ivan, which is a bit odd, and I would say it definitely doesn't really embody French style. Sorry, Ivan. Now moving on to Mylène, and I really dislike Mylène's outfit. I do feel like it suits her, the outfit suits her personality, however I wouldn't say it's particularly stylish in my opinion. I would never wear it personally, and I don't particularly think it's a good embodiment of French style. Next up we have Max, and okay, first of all, I think he is incredibly unstylish. It's not very in keeping with French style. However, I do think this outfit definitely suits him. It makes him look like the stereotypical nerd, but I do feel like he pulls it off in kind of a confident way. Max isn't like a sit back and be quiet nerd like I am. He is more out there and he's definitely more confident and outspoken, so I do think he really does kind of pull his outfit off. Do the colours really have anything to do with his Miraculous? No, since he's kind of like in a grey silver outfit when he transforms, but I think it's the glasses that hint to the Miraculous he gets rather than the colours that he's wearing. Next up is Kim, and a bit like Max, I don't particularly think he embodies the French style, nor do I see anywhere in his outfit that could harken back to the monkey Miraculous. But Kim is obviously an amateur athlete of some kind. He likes to run a lot, so his outfit is practical for that, which is helpful since he's actually been chased by several Akumas. Like in Animan, he was the cause of the Akuma in that episode in the first series. He is also obviously an avid swimmer, as we see in the Siren episode, and we also see him raring to go for another swim on the Star Train episode, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Is it the most stylish outfit? No. Do I think Kim cares about that? No. So I do think it's a good outfit for Kim. And then we have Nathaniel. Poor Nathaniel. I feel so bad for Nathaniel in every way, shape or form. Everyone else gets a love interest or some good storylines at the very least. Then Nathaniel's like only ever had lines in like 2 episodes in Eve Illustrator, and what the name of the episode was when Mark got akumatized. Was that Reverser? I can't even remember now. But I just feel bad for him. It looks like he's got the symbol of, the Sith from Star Wars on his shirt. That's what it looks like. And the shirt just clashes so badly with his tomato red hair. I don't like it in the slightest. I'm sorry, Nathaniel. I just wish. I hope Nathaniel is one of the first people to get his Miraculous in the new series, so he can get some more lines, because he barely says or does anything. And also, this is my plea once again, for more of Mark, please, because we know they're in love with each other. Like that plane scene on the way to New York, we had Alya and Nino cuddled together, Rose and Juleka together, Ivan and Mylène together. Mark wasn't invited to the trip. It could have been great. Apparently Thomas Astruc really likes the pairing as well, so just put it in there, just put it in there. In terms of his Miraculous, I really feel like it's up in the air for him, Sabrina and Lila, what Miraculouses they'll get. And yeah, I do believe Lila will get a Miraculous. So I'm not sure, because There is a rooster Miraculous left, that's one of the Miraculouses I think Nathaniel could get, but a rooster is usually like red, orange, yellow, and Nathaniel, Sabrina and Lila all kind of have those colours running through their outfits, so it's just a bit like, I'm not really sure. So I guess it does, but it might not. We'll have to see and wait. And does it embody French style? Not in the slightest. Sorry, Nathaniel. Next up is Sabrina, and I feel bad for her. Not only is she best friends with Chloé, and when I say best friends with Chloé I mean Chloé's slave, but she also has to wear this abomination. Like, what is it? It's disgusting. Who... I can understand they wanting like someone to look preppy, which she does, well done. But from head to toe, there's nothing good about Sabrina's outfit. Not even... well, I can maybe bypass the headband and glasses, but everything else? Why? Why did you pick this? I feel so bad for her. I don't particularly... it does kind of suit her character a bit, but it's just a bit overboard. Like, you can make someone preppy, but like pare it back a bit. I would say fairly often I do dress kind of preppy, but not this kind of preppy. Like, calm down. The colours, I don't know what they're doing with those colours. I think it's a disgusting combination. And does it embody French style? Does it heck? No. Never. I hope not, anyway. So last but least, for the civilian characters, we have Gabriel Agreste. Now my first question for Gabriel is, do you actually have an interest in fashion? Because my second question is, why are you wearing those red jeans all of my friends wore in like 2009 when we were in high school? Like, this is what all of my emo friends wore. These bright red jeans. Like, why? I don't understand. The only thing I don't mind about Gabriel's outfit is his, oh, what's it called? I can't think of the name for it right here, right now. I don't know how to Google it to try and describe what he's wearing. Whatever this bit is called, I think that's a good touch because it hides the miraculous underneath. So whilst I'm not a big fan of whatever it is, it hides it. And whilst his outfit I think is ugly, it does give off the businessman kind of vibe. It's obvious he's some sort of businessman and he's high up in some sort of company, his own company. But it's more of the colours rather than what he's wearing. I think the outfit itself is fine. It's the colours of it. Because they don't really kind of... they don't really seem to be similar to his Miraculous outfit, which I'll get onto later. But it's just like, it's a very odd colour palette. It's very bright and kind of cheerful for someone who is so sad and someone who is evil. It's just a bit strange. And do I think it embodies French style? No, not really, which is a bit odd since he is a fashion designer based in France. Not that you have to embody French style just because, you know, you live in France. That was the point I made earlier, you don't have to. But it is just a bit odd for a show that is so focused on fashion. It's just strange. So I do think the outfit suits him. It's more of the colours they've chosen than the outfit itself. So now we're going to move on to the Miraculous transformation outfits. And I actually made this point in my commentary on the New York special. So I've always loved Ladybug's and Chat Noir's outfits. However, seeing them next to the American superhero outfits, they are kind of bland and a bit boring in comparison. However, both Ladybug and Chat Noir's outfits are definitely the more less is more sort of thing, as are kind of all the Miraculous outfits. They are definitely less is more. So in a way I do feel like they really do embody French style, and all of them are very, very practical. So Ladybug's outfit is just very plain, red with black dots, like a ladybug, a ladybird. I keep calling ladybirds, that's what we call them in England, ladybugs, because of the show my mum's like, that's American, Hazel, it's called a ladybird. She tells me off, she doesn't like me saying like American words, she wants me to say British words. But I do think Ladybug's outfit is really practical for what she does, and it's really chic and simple and really elegant. I wish they could put the same amount of effort they put into Ladybug's outfit as they would for Marinette. But I guess arguably Marinette as Ladybug is more iconic than Marinette as Marinette. When I think of the show, I think of Ladybug and Chat Noir rather than Marinette and Adrien. Same with Chat Noir, I think his outfit is really nice and clean and simple. I absolutely love his boots, I think they're great. The baton's a great touch, and obviously I love his ears, I think they're great. I think both of their outfits are a good embodiment of French style. Now we're gonna go to Queen Bee. Like I said with Chloé, the yellow is just so obvious. As soon as I saw there was a Bee Miraculous, it's like, yep, it's going to Chloé. There's no other person it could possibly go to. It has to go to Chloé. And I do think the outfit is very chic and stylish and in keeping with, first of all, Chloé's sense of style and French sense of style. I think it's a really clever outfit. I'm not a big fan of the way the mask is coloured. I think I prefer it to be coloured a bit more yellow. It seems a bit odd like that. But I do really like it. Now I really like Rena Rouge's outfit. I'm definitely gonna miss Rena Rouge because we're probably not gonna see her until like the finale of the show, because Hawkmoth knows who holds each of the Miraculouses, which, by the way, shouldn't you have worked out like that all of his son's class plus 2 of their extra friends are all Miraculous holders? So maybe Ladybug and Chat Noir are in the same class? Like, why would Ladybug trust all these people she doesn't know? Surely she has to know them. And the rest of them all go to school together. Hasn't he made that connection? Not gonna lie, I do think Hawkmoth is a bit stupid sometimes, but I guess he needs to be for the sake of the TV show. But I absolutely love Alya's outfit in this. Her hair, the way it's been coloured for the transformation, is really cool. The embodiment of the fox, how the tail isn't separate like Chat's, so it's quite different in comparison. It's attached, but it's still in a way free-flowing that it moves of its own accord, a bit like a skirt with only one paddle, but it's really cool. And she does embody a fox with the way her legs are darker, like the way a fox's legs are darker. I think it's a really, really clever outfit. Now Nino's outfit is Carapace. Once again, Nino is wearing ugly shoes as Carapace. I just can't, there's nothing I can't even get it out. I just don't like ugly shoes, okay? I have never, ever, I don't think, liked Nino's outfit as Carapace. I do think it kind of suits him and the miraculous power he has, but I don't really like it. I won't lie to you, I don't like it, to be honest. It's just, I think maybe it's the hood and the shoes that's putting me off. And it is a really like far cry from Master Fu as Carapace, I'm pretty sure. They are very, very different. But I don't mind it, it does the job. I just don't really care for it. It's okay. You know, it's alright. Gets the job done. Like the colour of it. That's all I have to say about it. Next we're going to do Bunnix. Now, like I said before when we did Alix, her clothes offer absolutely no correlation to her as Bunnix. However, I absolutely adore Bunnix's outfit. The first time we saw it in Time Tagger, I think that's the name of it. Oh my gosh. And then again in Shot Blanc, which is one of my favourite episodes of all time. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. I'm not a big sure about the big bunny tail here. That seems a bit weird. I think they should have just taken it off just because, like, how is she moving? Like, Chat Noir's bell is a bit further down and you can still have full facility of his head, but it's like right here. Can you imagine that? It does kind of look uncomfortable like that, but I think the whole outfit is amazing and I do think it is definitely more chic and in keeping with French style. And whilst, like I said before, I don't think Alix would want to be able to pull off like a chic outfit every single day, hence why her normal everyday outfit isn't like this, I do think it is definitely more chic and elegant, and she can obviously definitely pull it off. I think all the Alix is an absolute treat. I'm so excited to see more of her in the future of Miraculous. So up next we have Hawkmoth, and if we forget the weird thing on his head, I really do like the rest of his character. It definitely does scream kind of like supervillain. I think it's a great embodiment and it's so much better than his everyday outfit, and I guess in retrospect now, his everyday outfit, his civilian wear, does echo back to this outfit because they've both kind of got suits on. Albeit very different suits, but both suits at the end of the day. However, I don't like the weird headpiece thing. However, I do guess that is there, so at the start of the show you don't work out who Hawkmoth is straight away. It is meant to be a surprise because you can tell who the rest of the characters are despite the masks they have on. But I mean, I don't think it's incredibly unobvious who Hawkmoth is, but maybe if you're a child, maybe not so much. Next up we have Max as Pegasus, and again with the ugly shoes. I don't like this outfit one bit. Like, all the Miraculous outfits do seem to be more sleek and embody French style more, although I would be a bit weirded out to see someone walk down the street to me in Paris or somewhere else in France looking like any of the Miraculous characters after their transformation. But yeah, no, I don't like it in any way, shape or form, but I do think Max pulls it off. He just has the confidence to pull it off. Like I said, Max isn't a shy nerd. If Max was a shy nerd, this wouldn't suit him, but he's not. So he does it well. Now Kim's outfit as King Monkey. I don't like it in any way, shape or form. Like I said with Max, he does pull off this outfit, but I wish he didn't have to pull it off. I wish they could give him something else. I don't like it. I don't think it's chic or elegant in any way. I think it's ugly. I'm sorry, Kim. Up next we have Luka as Viperion, and I absolutely really love this outfit. I feel like the character design in terms of outfits and aesthetics for Chloé and Luka are really well done, and also well done for Lila as well. I rewatched Vulpina recently and I absolutely love her Akuma outfit as Vulpina. I think it's a really, really good take on it. And I was like, when I was watching it and I found out that Alya in the next series was going to get the Fox Miraculous, I was like, well, how are they going to outdo themselves? Because I thought Lila's outfit with the Fox Miraculous, or not the Fox Miraculous, was amazing. But Rena Rouge's and Vulpina's outfits are so very different, but they're both really good, I think. But Luka's outfit I do really, really like. The colour matches his hair. For some reason I thought before the Viperion outfit was more green, but it's absolutely perfect with the colour combination. So disregard what I said before about Luka and the colours. I was wrong, I just have a bad memory. I think it suits him. I think it is definitely more chic and elegant, which is kind of not how I would describe Luka, but I can see him being able to embody the style. Like, I think Luka would make a really good model if he wanted to, like in between music gigs. Be a model, Luka. You'd be great at it. And as much as it pains me to say this because I love Adrien, he's my favourite character, Luka looks so much better with the Snake Miraculous than Adrien ever did. Oh, I hated that. Similar to what his dad wears as Hawkmoth, that weird headpiece thing he had on, which I guess maybe that was done to show, hey, they're related and Ladybug didn't notice. I don't know. But Luka unfortunately pulls it off better than Adrien did. And finally we have Kagami with the Dragon Miraculous. And I think it's an okay outfit. It's not my favourite, which may be influenced by the fact that I don't really like Kagami. But it's okay. It's not my favourite. I think it's an okay Miraculous outfit. Maybe I don't have such a big opinion of it since we've only seen it twice. And I also think this doesn't have anything to do with the fashion of the show, but Kagami's power with the Dragon Miraculous is kind of weird and confusing, so it's just a bit odd. And if you're wondering why I didn't do Kagami in her civilian clothes, I think it's because she's wearing a school uniform. And whilst I do think the school uniform they have chosen for Kagami was quite possibly the ugliest school uniform they ever could have found, if it's a school uniform, it's a school uniform, and I don't know if it's based off an actual school uniform. If it is, then I feel sorry for all the children in France who have to wear that school uniform. I really like my school uniform actually. Both of my school uniforms. In primary school I had a summer dress to wear in the summer and it was made of red gingham. It was my favourite, still my favourite dress of all time. I don't even think we have it anymore, and I couldn't fit in it anywhere. I've grown considerably since the age of 10, but I love that dress. I wish we'd had summer dresses in high school, that would have been so cool. We didn't. Sad times. But anyway. But in terms of Kagami, talking about Kagami actually, I actually really, as much as I despise her, I really like her fencing outfit. She should just wear that all the time. I think that's a great outfit. Just wear that. She'd be great. I would like her a lot more if she just wore that all the time. Top-notch outfit, Kagami. So that was all the characters I'm going to be talking about. Of course there are loads more characters like Marinette's parents, Adrien's mum, Natalie, the gorilla slash his bodyguard slash whatever we're supposed to call him, I don't know, as well as everybody else in the show, but those are the characters I chose to do since they're the ones we see the most in the show. Let me know what you thought. Did you agree with me? Did you think my analysis, I don't think I went far enough to call it analysis. This entire video was just my opinion, and it was essentially a massive petition to ask, when are the characters getting aged up, and when they do, will they get nicer outfits? Because especially for Marinette, that's the one I'm most concerned with. Like, she's the main character who wants to be a fashion designer, and you're making her wear that. Please no, please don't do that to her. Please give her something a lot nicer when she gets a new outfit. That would be great. But that was all for today. I'm eager to know what you think about the outfits in Miraculous Ladybug, and I will see you all next time. Bye!